It's $800 million in the state of Connecticut to operate the prisons, with some 17,000 prisoners. 70% of them are there for drug-related charges. Now we're talking about almost $600 million coming out of the prison system. Are we going to just apply that elsewhere? That money has to go into the education system, both public education and higher education. It has to go into healthcare and building an economic structure so people can sustain their livelihood. What we need to do is to focus in how we're going to create this restorative justice, because we cannot have legalization without indemnification.
To follow up on what Cliff was saying, and I think is very important, we have, as a member of LEAP, an active warden. He states the fact that there's 900 prison beds being built in this country every 2 weeks. Prison beds. How many colleges are being built in this country every 2 weeks? How many elementary schools? How many high schools? Nowhere near the amount of prison beds that are being built. Basically what we're saying is that we would rather lock up our young people rather than educate them. If we removed drugs from criminalization and turned it over to a social problem, a medical problem, we could take the monies that are spent. We figure $72 billion a year to fight the drug war. Over $1 trillion has already been expended. We know that every year $72 billion more is expended for the same reason. If we could take that $72 billion and put it into the education of our young people, if we could put it into making opportunities available to our young people, what an improvement we would make in all of their lives, instead of having them spend time in prison, getting out, and having basically no opportunities left because of the criminal conviction that they'll carry with them for the rest of their life.
Just within the town of 30,000 people of Glastonbury, we spend $1.5 million a year fighting the drug war. And all of these figures are very, very conservative figures. Next year, Connecticut faces a $3 billion deficit. And we're only talking about 3.5 million people. How are we going to perform with a $3 billion deficit? More and more people are pushing this issue toward legalization.